Mamory Mountain began 5 years ago, actually, when I was literally re-entering the world. It was a natural progression for me to record the experience while I was going through it, and to draw and write while I was during my treatment. And Leitrim Arts Office gave me a small bursary to develop some of the writing and the drawings. Well, I've always worked with music and sound, and I have always worked with textiles from a very young age. And so really all of the material that I gathered during my treatment was the basis for Mamory Mountain, but I had no preconceived idea of making a particular type of piece, but I wanted to explore it. There was a bit of a compulsion in me to explore it. And a friend of mine, Camille Baker, who's one of the co-directors, came to visit me, and we were looking at some of the material, and she asked me if I'd be interested in developing it further. It made sense for me to consider something that was audiovisual but also had quite tangible material elements, and VR, actually, where we ended up placing Mamory Mountain and developing it, was a way to marry all of those different areas of my practice. So there is a garment which you are wrapped in, and that garment is something between a work garment and a straitjacket, so it's slightly constricting, but it's also quite kind of a heavy material. It's denim, which is a work material, and it has some sensors embedded in it which are activated by particular parts of the piece. There are 3 of us involved in the piece, 3 collaborators, and we all did lots and lots and lots of jobs. We took a lot of the drawings and we brought them into a 3D world, and Maf J. Alvarez, who's the 3rd co-director, she created a really beautiful world where the clumsy giantess and the protagonist could exist and go through the experience of treatment. We were also looking for a counter narrative to the military language around breast cancer treatment, and also another way of looking at the pink ribbon branding, which I find quite disturbing because it's also something that affects both men and women. We were ready to show it, so we actually showed it at first in Dundee in Scotland, and while we were in Dundee we saw that there was an opportunity to apply to the open submission for Venice, so we did, and we were completely gobsmacked to be accepted to Venice.